Okay. Now, so now we are discussing about quasi-random sampling. So what do you mean by the word quasi? Quasi means like resembling.
Okay.
Okay, something which looks like, but not exactly the same. So, you know, like random sampling we have already discussed. Now we are discussing about quasi-random sampling, which are like random sampling, but not exactly the random sampling. Okay, so that means they may have some traits of random sampling, but not exactly the random sampling. So what is like there are three main methods of quasi-random sampling, and they are systematic sampling, stratified sampling, multi-stage sampling. Let's now understand about them. Systematic sampling is a sampling method which works by selecting every nth item after a random start. That means you start randomly anytime you start your sampling. But what happened? You select every nth item after a random start. That means you go on, just you take it's like putting some interval, some gap. Understood?
Okay.
So like what happens, systematic sampling is a sampling method which works by selecting every nth item after random. I started. Now I selected the first item. Then again I start. I selected the second item. Again I start. So it is like taking some interval, some gap. Okay. Now designed to give a good approximation to random sampling, because we have some time here to some interval we are taking some break, which gives us when you take break, there's more productivity, correct? The gap
Yes.
between every nth item is known as sampling interval, as I told you. Now, advantages is it is easy to select the sample items given a sampling frame, because we are not doing the sampling for the sake of sampling, but we are taking some interval, some gap, some pause, some break, and we are doing it. So it becomes very easy for us to select the sample items given a sampling frame and reasonably random, providing that there is no pattern to the distribution of items. That means you are just taking breaks and then selecting an item, then taking some break, then selecting. You are doing it randomly, not in some pattern. Am I right?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
The selection is random. See, you don't know what is the outcome going to be. That's what I said. Quasi random sampling means it will have the characteristics of random sampling, but not exactly random sampling. Some changes to random sampling. So you are taking breaks, okay, and you're picking out your samples. But those samples, what you're picking, you don't know what you're going to pick. That is again what? Random, correct? Now. Disadvantages of systematic sampling: it requires a sampling frame, it requires access to whole population. If there is a regular pattern to distribution of items, the sample may be biased. Okay, so that's the reason why we say it is random sampling. There is no pattern to do this. We are doing it like nth. We did not say that we are going to say 10th item, 20th item. It can be first item, it can be fifth item, it can be seventh item. We'll take a break after there is no set pattern actually when you are going to take break. The breaks what you're taking is like random. The intervals what you're having is random. That's why they said nth. It may be expensive to select the required sample every nth item. Now, stratified sampling. So with the name itself, you can understand strata. That means stratified sampling is a method of sampling which involves dividing the population into strata or categories. For example, if I have to sample, if I have to collect samples of businesses in Hyderabad, there are various businesses in Hyderabad. There are companies, there are partnership firms. First, I'll write them without this categories. There are partnership firms. There are sole trading firms. Okay. So now, these are the types of businesses. Am I right? Now, what I'll do
Yes.
is I'll categorize my sampling. Whatever the samples I will collect, I'll categorize them. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
So I had the whole population of different types of businesses, which I have divided into certain categories. Okay. So stratified sampling is a method of sampling which involves dividing population into strata or categories. Random samples are then taken from each stratum or category. Then I'll collect Then what I'll do, I'll pick one company out of this, pick one firm, pick one sole trading. So this, what I'm picking, I don't know what I'm picking. That is random. Understand? That's what.
Yes.
First, dividing samples into categories and picking your samples out of that. And the sample which you're picking, you're not aware of what you're picking. That's what, that has the random, that has the characteristics of a random sampling. Now, advantages. See, whenever I'm passing through, I'm seeing some refinement in my sampling. So samples are representative, as all important groups will have elements in the final sample. So like final sample, whatever it will be having all the categories of businesses, what I'm seeing here. Okay. So samples are represent. So this represents company's sample, partnership firm sample, sole trading firm sample. Then I'll pick my, out of this sample, one more sample I'll be having. These are the samples of different businesses, and then I'll be picking out the businesses. So the sample structure reflects the population, as the same proportion of individuals should be chosen from each strata. Each stratum is represented by a randomly chosen sample. Increased precision, of course, more precise. This is more precise now. Disadvantages: prior knowledge required of each item in population. That means you should have knowledge beforehand what you're doing and which area you are looking into. And it's time consuming because you have to divide the population into stratas. Then comes multi-stage sampling. That means you will be collecting your samples in stages. Again, this is some more refinement. So multi-stage sampling is a multi-stage sampling is a probability sampling method. That means chances. Probability means chance. What happens here, which involves dividing the population. Suppose I have a population here into a number of subpopulations. So suppose if I have Hyderabad as a population, I will like divide this Hyderabad into subpopulations like North Hyderabad, South Hyderabad, East Hyderabad, West Hyderabad. Can I do that?
Yes.
Then I'll be selecting some areas out of this: North Hyderabad, Kompally, West Hyderabad, Gachibowli, South Hyderabad, I'll take Shamshabad, and East Hyderabad, I'll take Gadkesar. Maybe you know about Hyderabad's areas, probably, if I'm not, or Uppal, let's say. This is a familiar area. So what did I do? Multi-stage sampling is a probability sampling method. It comes under this probability sampling method, which involves dividing the population into number of subpopulations and then selecting a small sample of these subpopulation at random. Now I just picked one area randomly. I did not specifically pick this for picking. Am I right? I'm just randomly picking. So each subpopulation is then divided further, and then a small sample is again selected at random. Then I will divide this subpopulations even. I'll take this municipality area. Again, every municipality will have some like areas. Okay, some lanes. Like some, like if we take some this particular North Hyderabad, and if I take some Kompally area, there'll be some kind of lanes. Okay, some kind of lanes or by lanes or whatever. So I can again pick up some area for my like study as a sample. So that means dividing the samples and again selecting the sample and again picking out randomly. I'm doing this in one stage or multiple stages?
Multiple stages.
Of course, I had this entire Hyderabad. Then I divided the Hyderabad population. I had the entire Hyderabad, which is population. I divided that into areas. Again, this was first stage. Again, what I did, I just selected some area out of this. Okay, second stage. That area again, I selected some other samples, third stage. So I'm doing this in multiple stages. So multi-stage sampling. Now, so I can do that in how many stages? In as many stages I can till I don't reach my goal. So advantages of multi-stage sampling: approximates to a random sample, of course, because whatever I pick, I'm not sure what I'm picking, but I have confined my areas. So one thing out of that will come to some extent, I know, but not exactly that will be the one which I'll be picking. That's not sure. Okay. So it is approximating random sampling, but not exactly random sample. That's what it is. No, these quasi sample methods are resembling random sample, but they are not exactly random sampling. It does not require a sampling frame. Suits very large populations. Relatively cheaper samples may be collected quickly. Now some disadvantages it may have. It is not truly random because as you know, the area was finalized. Out of that, some 5 lanes were finalized, and one out of that can come out. So the sample may be biased if only a small number of regions are selected. Now, let's go into the non-random sampling. This is not random sampling. This is like you already know what will be the outcome of this. Okay. So quota sampling and cluster sampling are the methods of like non-random sampling. So what is this quota sampling? Quota sampling is a method of sampling in which randomness is forfeited. That means cancelled, is not there in the interest of cheapness and administrative simplicity. Investigators are told to interview all people they meet up to a certain quota. That means like a population, if I take, there is something called reservation, correct? In India,
Yes.
it works out
Yes.
in various sectors. So though the people who will be collecting samples will be only collecting from the people whom they think that they fall in that quota. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So the results are clear, na? That means you're not randomly picking anyone out of the group. You're just picking, or else like, let's say, can you give some example of quota sampling? Like for example, there is a train which is going and there are like
Yeah.
multiple bogies in this, but one bogie is fixed for the woman. That is quota, na?
Yes, sir.
That goes under women's quota. So that is fixed. That's not random. It's like that that bogie is for the women's for the women. And if you want to ask any question, you'll ask to a woman only. So there's no nothing like random. You cannot randomly speak to anyone. You if you speak to any woman, that woman comes under that quota. Am I right?
Yeah.
That's what. So quota sampling is that, and advantages of quota sampling is like cheap and administratively easy. Large samples can be studied. No sampling frame required. May be the only approach to use. Of course, yield sufficiently accurate information for market research. If you that means you are only studying about that particular category. So quota sampling is very good actually for that. Advantages. Bias may exist because you are differentiating, you are just looking to some particular specific sample. What do you want to collect? You're not looking into everyone. Not ultimately satisfactory because it is biased. Why? Because you are looking into one area. Am I right? Not everything. That means if it is related to women's reservation, women's quota, women. Of course, that means now job the 30% reservation should go to women. That's quota. That's what. So whenever you want to look into whether women are happy with that job, whether women are satisfied with the reservation, you'll speak to women. Will you speak to men?
No.
There's no randomness, na? You are just you have a target group that is women, and you are speaking to them about their problems, issues of getting a job, etc. Excuse me, Hood. Just give me a second. Yeah. So like disadvantages of quota sampling. So I already said you right now, bias may exist. Not ultimately satisfactory if theoretically valid results required. Cannot estimate sampling error. So you are looking into one quota and what can be the scope of error in that? It is very difficult to identify because you already are like biased. You already are confirmed that you want to get data from a particular what we say area, and you are collecting your data from that area, then how will you estimate any error? It's very tough to estimate. Am I right? If you
Yes.
statistically do that, it's very tough because everything is like in your mind what you're doing. Now, cluster sampling. So cluster sampling is a non-random sampling method that involves selecting one definable subsection of population as the sample. That means you already know what you're going to pick. So can you give me some example of cluster sampling? So suppose these are the areas, like I can say businesses. Can we do that? Selecting one definable subsection of population as the sample. That subsection can taken to be representative of the population in question. Can you just give me some example of cluster sampling, if you know anything? Yes, who can you think of it with the definition? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. Can you give me an example? So what we do is, suppose I'm a researcher. Okay. So I have this population. I divide this population into small groups called clusters. Okay. So cluster number 1, cluster number 2, cluster number 3, cluster number 4. Correct.
Yeah.
So when I have a large population, I divide that population into various clusters. Can I do that?
Yeah.
And then I can randomly select one cluster out of that. That means cluster in the sense this is my population. I divided this population into clusters and now I'm picking my sample out of it. Can I do this?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what they were saying. Method that involves selecting one definable subsection of the population as a sample. So this was my population. This is my subsection and I am picking out a sample out of this subsection. Is that cluster sampling? And can this particular subsection represent this population? Of course, this is representing because
Yes.
this is one amongst the population. This
Yeah.
sample is one amongst this population, correct? So can I say
Yes.
this is a business? This is a company? This
Yeah.
is a okay, let us see. Okay, fine. Like you will be again confused that time I divided now. Okay, let's say company. So can I say this is public company? Can I say this is private company? Can I say this is like what we say, let's say government company? Can I say this is like or else you say like you can take this. Okay, okay, I'll give you company. I can say this is like let's say manufacturing company. Can I say this is like okay, if I say manufacturing company, okay, so can I say this is car manufacturing? Can I say this is vaccine manufacturing? Can I say this is like what we say car manufacturing, or can I say this is like food, uh, or else let's say any manufacturing, like manufacturing businesses can be any business, correct? So
Yeah.
can I say this is like or else say let's say vehicle manufacturing company, so car manufacturing, bike manufacturing, and can I say truck manufacturing, and can I say cycle manufacturing? Can I say this? Can I say this or not? Please tell me.
Yeah.
So under that, did I take all the, like I took a population and I did this? I did this or not?
Yeah.
Yeah, then that's it. So this is what we can do, correct? So did you understand the example of cluster sampling?
Yeah.
Just a second. I just have a message. Okay. So this is what we have discussed about cluster sampling. So no sampling frame required, good alternative to multi-stage sampling, quick and cheap to administer. Disadvantages like potential of like there's a bias. Of course, there's a bias because you are picking from a category and that category you already know what that category is, correct? Because
Yes.
it the what you're picking is representing one type of business. Okay, it's not random. So this is the illustration to activity. You have to do this activity. Will you do this, Hoor?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because see, I don't want to explain such simple activities. Definitely we'll be doing the questions which are on tougher side. We'll do that. So there are two activities you have to do, and then we have to discuss about the presenting information. See, I already told you when statistics word you listen or you hear this word called statistics, or if some idea someone has about this word called statistics is nothing but collection of data and representation of data. So whatever the data you have collected, you have processed it, and now you have to present it. Okay, and the presentation should be in such a way that uh, like uh, whoever is like seeing that presentation can really understand what that presentation depicts, or what that presentation gives you the information. Am I right? So for small
Yeah.
example, whenever you see a cricket match, you see that they show some stats, like either like this, they just show some histogram. That means the highest runs which are scored by a batsman. So, and they write some statement here, highest run scored. So with this, did you get an idea that this is the over in which the highest number of runs were scored?
Yes.
That is nothing but presentation of data. Now, so we'll see reports. The purpose of a report is usually to initiate a decision or action by the readers of the report. So purpose of a report is for what? If I submit a report to you, definitely the report which I have submitted to you is after doing a thorough analysis. And after doing a thorough analysis, a report has been given to you. Why the report has been given to you? To just decide based upon the information what you see in the report. For example, I'll just say some funny thing. Your teacher has conducted exams. Okay. Your teacher
Yeah.
has conducted your exams and exams progress report has been given. Fine.
Yes.
Exams progress report has been given. Now the progress report is to be signed. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you're now you will take that progress report to your home, and your parents see that progress report, uh, like uh, and they now see the marks of marks what you have scored in your progress report. Okay, after seeing that marks, they will decide whether to sign or not. Of course they have to sign, that's an obligation, of course they have to sign. But if it is very less marks, they'll definitely they'll be very much reluctant to they will be very much reluctant to sign the report. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So based upon that report only they'll decide. Isn't it so?
Yes.
Just a second. Yeah. So whatever has to be done can that will be decided only after seeing the reports. So the decisions or actions might be the following types: control actions, planning decisions. So after seeing the progress report, if it is 90%, your father can say you that you can plan for more. If it is going to 70 or 60%, then what they will say, you have to control your action. That means you have to now start studying and control this downfall. Will they say it or not?
Yes.
That's what. So reports can be routine or non-routine. Okay. Routine is nothing but some companies prepare budgets, sales reports, progress reports of the students in the school or college are routine reports. What is non-routine report? Market research report, which is not happening on daily basis. Okay. Report on proposed project not happening on daily basis. So the likely contents will be information. What a report will have: information, some narration or description, analysis and evaluation. Of course, that report will give you some information, of course, because report is meant to be prepared for that purpose. Some narration or some description will be there if required, and report will always be based upon some analysis. Then only that is thorough research. That means raw data is processed and then it becomes an information, correct? And some evaluation they'll do. You know what these words mean, correct?
Yes, sir.
And there is a like reports can be of two types. So the format of report will depend on who the report is for. Formal request is made by a So when a formal request is made by a superior for report to be prepared, such as in a formally worded memorandum or letter, it is likely that the format and style of the report is expected to be formal as well. Of course, if it is in the office between two people and directors asking like their team or management to get some report on something, it will be a formal one. Informal request for report, can you jot down a few ideas for me about, like, you are asking something to your friend and you're asking him to make a report. It will be more of informal. Teacher saying to students to collect some report, make some report on some facts, like go for they give some task, they ask you to go and do some survey and bring a report. It will be very informal one, because teachers and students relationship is not always formal. It's like kind of informal only, correct? Like what students have a relation with parents, same kind of relationship they have with teacher, because teachers are guardians almost. Not legal guardians, of course,
Yes,
but to some extent they are guardians. Okay. So short formal report, here it is title. So at the top of every report appears the title of the report, of course, to give an idea about what the report is all about. That is nothing but its subject. The report, what does the report like say to you, or the report is on what, actually on, like, has been prepared for what purpose, and it is intended to whom, and when is the date of completion of the report, and the status of the report, confidential or urgent. Terms of reference or introduction. Here is laid out the scope and purpose of the report, what is to be investigated, what kind of information is required, whether recommendations are to be made, etc. So this is what you will be seeing, the terms of reference, like for what the report is made and what is the investigation you are going to do, some recommendations are to be made or not. Then procedure or method. This outlines the steps taken to make an investigation, collect data, like how do you make a report? Suppose you have been asked to make a report on something, so you'll do your investigation. Either you'll collect your data, you'll do some telephone calls, some visits. It depends upon what kind of report you're making, correct? For some
yes,
reports you have to visit the place, isn't it so?
yes,
Then
sir.
findings, what is your finding? Then conclusions, and then recommendations. See, these are simple things, actually not technical ones also, so it can be read. And then you can present data in any ways, na? Tabular form, charts, graphs. So if I make a data, I can make in table, na? I can give some introduction, I can give some heading to this table, I can make serial number. Okay, then I can like I can put, like, suppose I have some students in my class, 40 students divided into groups of 10 students. One group is called Lotus, one group is called Rose, one group is called like Lily, one group is called Jasmine. Can I do that like this, and I can make it a representation of students?
Yes,
I
yeah,
can do that. And then charts and then graphs. So tables are there. Tables are very easy ones to understand, correct? And
yeah,
charts are nothing but it's like more of pictorial kind of thing. You can see the chart here. So these are the years, and these are the maybe some revenue, some production or something in thousands they have put. Okay, anything you can make it anything. See, this is school stuff, correct?
yes,
And component bar charts, like it is made in this way. Have each bar representing a class and split up into constituent parts, components within each bar. Components are always stacked in same order, for example. So they made this, like they have the space for this much is occupied, let's say. Can we do that?
yeah,
Yeah, so we had it goes till here, but this much is occupied, like that we can say. Multiple bar charts. You can make multiple bar charts with different figures. You put this as a hollow, this one green color, this one like yellow color, anything you can put it. That means representation of a data in any way. And then percentage component bar chart. So a percentage will always be in form of 100. So this is 100%, and this shows like all the percentages of the data. So here it comes more than 50, less than this one, whatever the bar is. All the data is less than 75%. Can we say that?
Yes.
And this is pie chart divided into it is always in a circular form, and this is divided into some angles, and the total, circles, the sum of the angles, like the total angle in a circle is always 360 degrees, correct? So
Yes.
this as percentage, you can convert the percentage into angle. 65 by 100 into 360 degrees, or if you have angles, you can convert them into percentage even. Suppose angle is 45, 45 by 360 degrees into 100, anything is all right. So this shows the 65% of the area, long-term career and further study, like 12%, travel, temporary jobs. They have given a small data and represent in a pie chart form. Okay.
Yes.
So like this is scatter graph. Scatter graph is nothing but you are just putting some points here. Okay, you're just putting some points. They have given something week output cost. So what we can do is in dollars, we can put the cost here, we can put output here, and we can plot this. So what is your output? 10. What is your cost? 42. So where is 10? So 10 is here, and exactly about 10, can I write 42 here? Correct?
Yes.
I can just plot this now. It doesn't show a trend, but this is a scatter graph. Now this particular straight line, if I draw and many points lie on this, this shows a trend, increasing trend, correct?
Yeah.
Hello? See, this side is increasing trend, this side is decreasing trend always.
Yes.
That is falling, yeah. Line graphs are nothing but making lines. So this is a line. So you are plotting, so you can see here. Line graphs, we'll do always when you make a graph, there are two things to understand. This is x-axis, this is y-axis, correct? So x-axis and y-axis is what you have seen, and a line equation is like y is equal to mx plus c, correct? M is the slope, y, c is the y-intercept, correct? Isn't it so? Hello?
Yes.
So what do you mean by slope and what do you mean by y-intercept? See, this is the point at which this line is touching the y-axis. So this is called y-intercept. And this is the slope. Slope means slope is nothing but change in y-axis upon change in x-axis. That means if things move in x-axis, things definitely move in y-axis also. Am I right?
Yes.
That is what is the slope. There is a question here. A company manufactures a product. The total fixed cost are $75 and the variable cost per unit is $5. So fixed cost is 75. So you should understand that 75, this is the cost here, and this is 75. So here it is always fixed, correct?
Yeah.
Below 100. And see, your total cost is nothing but a combination of fixed cost and variable cost. Let me be very frank. Total cost is always fixed cost plus variable cost. Fixed cost is always fixed. It's a horizontal line, and variable cost is something which varies with the activity level. That means if you increase your production, the variable cost will vary. That means how much ever you use your air conditioner, that much ever your electricity bill will increase. No? Hello?
Yes, sir.
See, let me be very frank, electricity bill is not exactly the example of variable cost. It is semi-variable cost because some units of electricity are given free by the government, and above that, if you use, they charge it. But variable cost is like, let's say if you are doing some production. So if you are like using the like the raw material, whatever you use, it depends upon like how much ever units you are producing, that much ever raw materials you are using. So your cost is increasing every time or not with one extra unit. If you are increasing the production, that is example of
Yes.
variable cost or not. That's the example of variable cost. So if you increase, if you make extra unit of, if you make extra unit of inventory or finished goods, definitely you'll be requiring more raw materials. So more raw materials, more variable cost, correct?
Yes.
Because you have to buy that much raw material. So this is the fixed cost 75 and variable cost is $5 per unit. So it depends upon, like, let's say, let us go to the next like information. Find an expression for total cost. I already explained to this one in terms of Q, quantity produced, and so they have given the equation also. So total cost, let us see, let us say that it is represented by C, and fixed cost is 75, that is constant. That's the reason why we keep it constant. And variable cost, we multiply that with the number of units or quantity. Okay, 5Q plus. So what happens is, if the quantity is 1, so $5 is your variable cost. If the quantity is 10, then $50. Correct or wrong? Hoor. So we made an equation. Accordingly, what will happen? You multiply the number of units, the variable cost will be increasing. So let's say if you multiply the quantity, you're making 100 units. So it becomes 575. So you see your fixed cost was 75 and the production you're doing 100 and your cost is 575. That's it.
Yeah.
So I think we are done with this chapter. Activity 3 pie chart you have to do after reading, and spreadsheets is what I will explain you. So I'm leaving these activities for you. Why? Because these are simple ones. See, very
Yeah.
like clearly speak. Clearly, I'm saying that spreadsheets are actually okay. Yeah. So spreadsheet is what actually spreadsheets are basic tool of accountants to record and manipulate management information. See, in the sense, you have a spreadsheet in the computer, na? Laptop or computer, whatever you see. In that, you can put some data, you can change some data. Am I right?
Yeah.
So they have given a very simple thing. It's an electronic piece of paper divided into rows and columns. So spreadsheet will always be in rows and columns. Have you ever worked on a spreadsheet?
Yeah. Like in school.
Yeah. So this particular square box, which is nothing but the what we say, the point where the columns and row meet is nothing but what? It's a cell. Yes, it's a cell. Cells can be used to hold numerical data. So you put all your data in this. Data can be processed by defining a relationship between cells to derive output. Sorry, derive output. I'm sorry. So what kind of data you're putting, it depends upon that. And data can be processed by defining a relationship between cells. So like for that, definitely we should know somewhat in somewhat Excel usage. So some common applications of spreadsheets by management accountants are what? Preparation of management accounts. So every management accountant uses this spreadsheet because they put all the things on data on this particular spreadsheet, and they have a lot of functionalities based upon which, if they want to do some, suppose I put some data here, 5, 6, 7, and if I want to add them, I'll just click on the function add. So it will add up these three values, correct? And I can get my
Yes.
answer. Yeah. So preparation of management accounts, they use this, they do it for budgeting or forecasting or cash flow analysis, reconciliation purpose. So you don't know what is cash flow analysis. We'll be studying in F3 book, that is cash flow statements, when I'll be teaching you. And budgeting is nothing but I'll be teaching you how to make budgets. And forecasting is what we have right now discussed something about forecasting, like making graphs and tabular representation. Those are nothing. See, if you want to forecast something in the future, you can do that by making some pie chart or some histogram or something like that, correct? Because you have your data, and based upon that, you can do doing your product predictions of the future. Account reconciliation, again, I'll tell you what that is. Revenue and cost analysis, of course, like you can use this spreadsheets to see how much revenues you are getting, money is coming, and how much cost you are incurring or spending. You can do the variance analysis. See, what is variance analysis? Suppose you have made some standard that you want to make 100 units. You want to produce 100 units. You made 120 units. Is that good or bad?
Good.
Huh?
Good.
Good, of course. Let's say I'm trying to explain the variance analysis. Variance analysis is nothing but it shows the difference between the standard and the actual. So standard is what you fixed is 100 units and actual you got is 120 units. So you made more. That is not bad actually, let's say. So the 20 units what you made is good. Okay. So acha, let's say now for example, okay, let us leave that. You expected a profit of $100. You got a profit of $120. Good or bad?
Good.
Very good. Excellent. So $20. This is the standard you fixed. This is the actual you got. So the standard and actual difference is called variance. So standards can be fixed, of course, and it is very important to fix standards. Why we fix standards is to match it with the actuals. Okay. So we don't
Yeah.
have an answer for actual. See, actually what is going to happen, no one knows. But what I want to achieve, I can really decide right now. I can fix the standards, correct? So standard, yeah, standard. So here I've fixed the standard of $100 I wanted as profits, but I got $120. So $20 extra what I got is good. It's called favorable. But if the cost I fixed is $100, okay, and I incurred $120 cost, is it favorable or not? No, because I wanted to do things in $100 and I have incurred how much? 120. So $20 extra cost which I incurred is adverse. What is that called?
Adverse.
Adverse, not good. Okay. So in case of profits, more profits is good. In case of cost, more cost is never good. Okay. Then for sorting, filtering, categorizing big volumes of data, you can use this spreadsheet. Okay. So features and function. Cell contents can include what? Anything like text, values, formulae. So like a particular cell, whatever you are going to use in spreadsheet, you will be having three things there: text, value, formula, text. Example like words, abbreviations, descriptions, references, keywords, decision summary. Here you can see a spreadsheet. So like here you are seeing the serial numbers. Here you are seeing A and B columns. Here you are seeing months and here you are seeing sales value. Okay. So can I say this is a spreadsheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is, a spreadsheet. And then values, you can put the numbers, and formulas you can use like which formula you want. A definition of a mathematical relationship. See, formula is nothing but example. If you want to multiply like the contents in the column A and column cell A and cell B, you can just put this function in this one. You click that and it will multiply all the values. So here we have this activity you have to do. See, these are the activities which a student of any background can do. There is no requirement for any explanation for that. So that's the reason why I'm leaving it for you. But if
Yeah.
it is a costing or any other problem, of course, I will do it for you. There I cannot skip them. So let's say this activity. So sale tax 20%, prices like excluding sales tax. So like there are something here 12, 15.5, 35. Actually, this is not that clear. A5, column A and B5. So this is like A, B. Okay, I can say A, B, C. Yeah, the print is not that clear. So what is happening here? What formula will be typed into B5 to calculate the sales tax? Very simple. If you want to calculate the sales tax, what will you do? You will multiply the price with what? Sale tax percentage, correct? Correct or wrong?
Yes. Yes.
Hello. So you will take A5 into
20%.
the, yeah, what is this? A5 plus B5. What plus? It's multiplying, no? It's like, see, it's simple, but here what they are doing like A5 plus B5. So these are like A5 fifth cell and B5 fifth cell, but nothing is there in this. Acha, acha, okay, okay. Okay, so this is the price which is exclusive of sales tax. That is not having sales tax. This is the sale tax which you have to add by multiplying these numbers, correct? Hello.
Okay.
So what you have to do is first you have to calculate the amount. So 20% of 12 is how much? 2.4. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Calculate 20% of 12.
20% of 12.
Yeah, 10% of 12 is 1.2. 20% is 2.4. You okay?
Yeah.
Now what you're doing is A5 plus B5. This and this you're adding. You're getting the value of this. So 14.4. That is inclusive of sales tax. So again, you can do for this and tell me the values. And the formula for sale tax calculation is nothing but this into this, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that will be 3.1.
Sorry.
3.1.
Okay.
Seven, yeah.
Okay. This is what you can do. So like this is what it is. So we can do this. And this is the end of this chapter. So you have to do all the activities, and any doubts you have in any kind of activities, you can let me know. Okay. Hello. 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 Hello.
Yeah.
Are you hearing Hoor?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Can you hear
Yeah, yeah.
me? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are done with this chapter. We are done with this chapter. The next chapter is going to be this. Okay. So we are going to start this chapter in the next class. But before that, we will start the chapter in F3, and the next chapter in F3 is going to be ratio analysis. Okay. Be ready for the class next session. Okay. So before that ratio analysis, can I give you some introduction video for that ratio analysis to go through?
Yeah, okay, sir.
So I'll give you just an introduction video. With that, you'll get some good idea about why are we doing this ratio analysis? What is the reason to do this ratio analysis? So just I'll share you an informative video, and tomorrow we'll start ratio analysis class. Okay.
Okay.
So one from this will be done, then one from this will be done. Fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay, Hoor, then tomorrow's time I'll inform you in the morning or within some time. And let's take the class tomorrow then. Okay. Hello.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Hoor. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.